Let's get going. Let's start again. You should have been able to have got silver this whole time that I've been hanging out. That's a lot of pants. Hey Nichun. How you doing, man? I was wondering if I was going to see more pants. You only sent like one yesterday, and we do need armor, so yeah. Hey Alex. How you doing too? I had to move everything around for a hot minute there so that we can see. But yeah, today we're going to be building the ship to the best ability, so I need to kind of finish this. Like, I don't super need the flooring done, but I do want to put like turrets and crap in here. I also need to put like lighting because I can't fucking see. But I don't know about putting like torches and shit. I thought about just putting like really basic like lamps and stuff throughout it. I might just quickly throw down a couple of lights just like every so often, and then shit's just like, what do we got? We got like a rainy thunderstorm. Anyway, I just want to be able to kind of see in here just a little bit. I also thought about doubling this external wall so that then they actually have to go through it, because if they break it and and or set this tunnel on fire and it's double thickness, there ain't much that they can fucking do about that. I also kind of was having to think, I don't know how much lighting we're going to put down on this cat. I guess that's fine. We'll put a little bit of light. I don't really want, you know what, fuck it, we're going to put the light shining out of its ass, it's fine. That's not weird at all. Doing great. Had a log off early yesterday? Oh yeah. Yeah, I kind of figured that you're just giving me a break for a day from like the pants and the redeems and stuff. We had some chaos yesterday. I also managed to clip the bit where the boom rat took on the bear, and I did clip the bit where there was a duck flying off and it flew up to like here and then disappeared. So I think when we were shooting at it, one of the ducklings you guys sent me yesterday, it actually flew up here and then it left. It wasn't the duck down here. There was a second duck down here. I had a look. But yeah, it was ridiculous. But I was thinking about maybe putting like a little set of double doors or something here, with the view that would force them to walk all the way up and around. What's the mystery of the DB? What's it, DB Duck Duck? Lol. Also, congrats on the stream streak. Oh man, I'm gonna try to stretch a little bit more too. I figured out that after stream, the reason why like my shoulders and stuff were so stiff for the last couple of days was because it's using, like, when I talk, obviously, like, it's not something you can kind of tell when you're just casually having a conversation, but it was using all the muscles down to like my collarbones in like that like neck circle kind of like roundabout thing, and that's why I was having like the really stiff shoulders and neck and crap yesterday. And I was only finding it out when I was stretching that it was like feeling really great, and I'm like, oh yeah. But I also want to put some traps in here. I want to put a whole shit ton of like EMP blasters and crap. I don't know quite where I want to put these things because I'm going to need materials for this. Not enough stored, I know that. I don't really want to put fire in here. I do want to put fire foam traps like fucking everywhere. Or at least poppers. Okay, I gotta focus on one thing at a time. Let's get everybody to grab pants. First and foremost, if they don't have armor, they are coming to get a pair of pants, and then we will try to at least like start doing some other stuff, like putting fire foam poppers down and all sorts of things. I've got to make like a fuck ton of, where am I? I've got to make like a fuck ton of food, like longevity type food. I know you're already wearing flak pants. Cancel that. You're wearing pants, you've got them. Gotta make food and medicine. Medicine's a big one. I feel like we're gonna need a lot of medicine. What else are we gonna need? I know we need... Oh, we're gonna need like a lot of advanced components. We got a few advanced components. I'm gonna need a lot of components though. I also want to see what the fucking auto turret does. I've got one inside, and I'm thinking instead what I should do is I should pop one outside and see what it does. Because like I know that they're gonna destroy it at some point, right? And tomorrow's the big day of like battles and shit, so I want to have as much ready today as possible. Like where I'm breaking all my walls and furniture to get steel, rebuilding it with slate or something. Oh yeah, I've done that before. So I don't generally build any furniture out of steel, because like steel's just as flammable as wood in RimWorld, which is like so stupid. And like I don't tend to build like walls. I used to try to build like walls and doors and stuff, and then I found out it was just as flammable, and I'm like, okay, that's not going to help me, you know. I've got some people coming out here to to get pants on their own, so yeah, I don't know. There's no dang metals to work with. The only time I've cannibalized the metal in the colony was when we were at Dryden, and they kicked the geothermal right at the start of winter, and we needed it for power to be able to power the grow rooms so that we could have food. And that was the only time I actually like bothered to like do that. I also know that they're going to probably bring a heap of these into the base, so this is fine. Okay, so Beatrice has got alcohol withdrawal. I also still have like a fuck ton of you guys that I have not assigned to do anything, which, let me zoom out a little bit. I might do this actually, priorities. I will put down, I gotta try to like figure out a little bit of like build order stuff here. If I give them a bunch of stuff to do, and then I fuck off and like focus on like doing something else for a hot minute, then it's far more likely that they'll get those all built and done while I'm doing the thing instead. So if I go and I sit here and I allocate everybody to go and do a thing instead, what will happen is nothing will get built or done. So I'm putting fire foam poppers through this whole area because I can foresee this catching fire like really, really badly. And I want it to overlap about as much as I physically can, if and where possible. Because I get the feeling this place is going to go up in flames at some point in time. Like this area has a lot of really valuable shit in it, so I don't mind putting like a few extras there, you know. Was that some of the flammability stats have been altered now, thankfully, but some of it still burns and it's weird. It is weird. Hey, Duran. Morning, sunshine. How the hell are you? I don't know. You told me to breathe, so I have to quietly breathe for a second. Hold on. See? Isn't it awkward? No, I'm okay. I'm alright, Adjurin. How you doing? What are you up to today? Also, like, redeeming breathe is almost as good as, like, redeeming the, like, forcibly, like, no talking for 1 minute redeem thing, basically. Because it's really weird, because you get, like, a moment of silence, and I actually get people actually, like, check if their, like, device stopped working and stuff. It's really quite funny to me. I'm going to put 2 on that, because if the geothermal goes up, it's shit, you know? It's just like, you can tell me after. Yeah, it's all good. How you been, man? I also know that I've got the fire foam turrets in here, but I really don't expect them to actually man it for the fight. Like, if they do, that's great. If they don't, so be it, you know? This is also going to use a lot of metal and a lot of components and stuff, but it's possibly going to save the colony. So I also do want a lot of these like around this area individually, so that it can hopefully not catch fire. They're not going to be like evenly distributed, but they're casually distributed at like a rough pace and distance and stuff. Is that what LT said? I want creepy mic breathing. No. No. Let's lean a bit closer so we all hear the soft inhale, exhale, like a creepy phone call. Please tell me that you guys can't actually hear it when I do like the breathing stuff. Because like, when I eat and drink and when I like do the breathing stuff, lol, mega scarabs, are these tame? They are not. They'll attack us. I've got the, what is it, misophonia thing or whatever it is, you know, the can't stand the sound of like chewing and like food noises and specific sounds and stuff. So I hate hearing when like other people do that shit, and I try my hardest not to do it to anybody else because like it is physically painful for me. It's not that I don't want to hear it, it's literally actually hurts my ears. Yeah, I bet they've become a bit enraged, but I have turrets now, so we should be fine. That whole area is all of them. Keelan's trying to flee, which means I haven't assigned you to fight. Keelan's getting absolutely royally fucked. Mate, try not to run away from them. Come down towards the base. Run towards the base, man. Parallel to it. There you go. Okay, that tells me you guys aren't assigned yet. So, yeah. I can't hear, but the occasional breathe in because you have more drawn out sequences. What's that? Drawn out sentences, so we hear a little breathe in. Well, I'm glad that you guys can at least hear me breathe and stuff now, because it used to be a legitimate running gag. When I started streaming, nobody could ever hear me like pause for a breath. And people would actually ask me, it's like, do you actually like require oxygen? Like I used to get like a huge combination of different things of like people being like, you know, are you like an AI thing or something like that? Are you like a generated voice or something? Or do you need oxygen? Are you basically like, are you a computer kind of thing? Because it's like, the pace and speed and conversation and stuff like that, like it's just, I don't know, allegedly inhuman enough that it's questionable. So yeah. Whereas nowadays, yeah, I have my microphone also honestly more sensitive. So I don't have to project my voice as much, because when I started streaming, I was really quiet. And I used to find people be like, you need to turn up your microphone just a scooch. And I'm like, yeah, okay. And then I would, and it would, you know, have the horrible distortion stuff. And I'm like, how about I just like project my voice and stuff? Like I was saying yesterday, I was always the quiet person that was always told to like shut up and everybody hates my voice and don't speak and all that sort of stuff. So it was kind of like a lot of work for me to eventually get to a point where I could actually like be audibly loud enough for people to like hear me and stuff, you know. Now I get to a point where I think I'm loud enough that I occasionally kind of fry my voice a bit. So I'm trying to like adjust my microphone so that I can not project my voice as much, which I'm hoping should like help prevent me from losing it as much, you know. But that happens. I also kind of want to put 5 foam poppers through here, but like I don't. I kind of want to put them maybe nearby, but I'm kind of thinking as long as I can keep like the wall, I kind of feel like if I put it on the outside, perhaps it would protect like the outer wall. If it pops open, it would probably activate it, I assume, but I don't know. Also, there's more scanned steel, so need more of those. Deep drills. My fucking shirt keeps irritating my arm. Hold on a second. Is it? Sometimes you just need a little break. You're a talky tiger girl. Yeah, well, we got to the end of like yesterday's stream and I went over by like half an hour or something in total or something. And yeah, so far there's been a lot of conversation this week because mostly the event and stuff. So there's many hours of talking and stuff. I didn't hear, but I also don't wear my headset properly. Oh yeah. But it's just normal for anyone. You just have to, what is it? Just have a lot to get out. Yeah, well, the funniest thing is like people do say that, but like at the same time, it's like as soon as I'm not streaming, I'm quiet as like I have nothing to say. Like, I figure when I'm streaming, if I wanted to not talk, if like, you know, because like the whole point is like you guys kind of like tune in to see what I'm doing and hear what I'm saying and shit, right? But if I wanted to like not talk, I'd just like record offline, or I would like just play it without streaming and stuff, you know? And then I'd just sit in silence and shit. But like, since I stream, like I don't really see the point in sitting here in dead silence, because it's like, what joy is that for you guys, you know? The only person I talk to for majority of the day is a cat. It's not more than 50% of the time. I mean, I used to be basically the same. Sort of. Like, when... I don't want to copy that one, I want to move it. When I was working a full-time job and stuff, I obviously used to have, like, I would talk to customers and clients and shit all day. And then when I'd come home, I'd, like, just talk to my cat and stuff, because as I've said before, I've had instances where I've discovered that, like, my previous cat, she stopped meowing at some point, and I realized that it was because, like, I never talked, and I lived alone at the time, and because every time I came home, I'm in silence, so she was in silence. I'm like, I miss the sound of my cat. So I started kind of like just talking out loud, like thinking out loud at home. And then obviously, like, when my partner and I started living together and stuff, there was conversation and stuff. So yeah, my cats kind of like don't have any reason not to be meowing and stuff, but I also don't have reason to force sound into my environment when I'm just by myself or whatever. I actually do really quite like ambient silence. I wonder why that was not the same color, but it's, yeah. Yeah, I quite like ambient silence. Like, that's why it was driving me so mental the other day when the neighbors were all being super loud, because I'm like, I just want, like, peace and quiet. I just want, like, I don't know, a few minutes, a second or whatever to think. Where are you going, mate? I should also make these, like, able to have medical. When we get ready to battle, I'll probably turn, like, a spot like this that's super close to the door into, like, a medical room. But for the moment, I think we were going to move the extra benches. We were going to move a bunch of this stuff down. So I know I can't move these. I have to physically rebuild them. But that's okay. I think I could probably slap 3 in there. We have some visitors and stuff. Hi. What are you guys up to? You guys want to do trade. Okay, hold on. So everybody in here has been assigned to attack. I don't know if everybody's got their schedule. I gotta schedule some people too. Okay, that's another thing. And wardening. Where the fuck are you guys? Yeah, you. Yeah, so I think, like, when I had, like, the full-time job and stuff, I also, as I've said before, like, unless I was, like, taking a phone call, making a phone call, or greeting a customer, or, like, trying to sell some shit or whatever, or, like, even if I was, like, talking to my coworkers and stuff, like, the computer store and stuff that I worked in was, like, pretty shit. Like, I was basically, like, the only woman, and I wasn't allowed to talk to anyone because I was actively told I was a distraction as soon as I opened my mouth. And, yeah, so I would work on stuff mostly in silence and stuff. Of course, it made it, like, stupidly hard to work on, like, if you've got a problem and you need to, like, sort it out. Normally, with the technicians and stuff, we'd normally just, like, kind of like, what do you call it? Sort of work it out together kind of thing. Like, it's like one of those, like, group meeting type things, right? Like, you'd all turn around and, like, problem solve it. That's it. And, yeah, you can't really problem solve stuff if you're not allowed to talk. So, made work very, very difficult. But as much as I speak, like, imagine this, you can only speak to strangers, or you can barely speak to your co-workers, and then you're home by yourself, you know? And I never really talked to anybody at the gym either. When I was going to gym, I used to be there by myself and stuff, so I was there to exercise, not to make friends and shit. So let's go find out if Nuke is a daytimer, nightimer. You're a nightimer. You need this. Crazy how much metal you can get back from beds and tables, drawers, and shelves. The toolbox meeting was a brainstorm. Yeah, it was kind of like, you know, like you turn around and like the thing that we had kind of going with the techs and stuff was that like if you have like 7 technicians, for instance, and one person might have dealt with it before or might have seen the issue before and stuff, so they may have suggestions on how to fix something. But like if everybody has, like, if you can hear it and discuss it and stuff, you can normally figure it out and stuff, because I mean it's made by people and it's fucked up by people, so it's one of those things where it's fixable, right? You just gotta figure out what the fuck happened, right? Or what's going wrong. And so yeah, we just kind of like say it out loud and then what we'd done, what we thought it was, and kind of work it out from there and stuff. So we'd all kind of like collaborate on fixing things, and if it came to be that like we really couldn't fix it, or like the specific person working on it was going to need more direction than like the task would take to actually do, then somebody else would swap and work on it, and they'd go work on something else. They'd go work on whatever the other person was working on instead. So it's kind of like a mix and match kind of like workshop that we had. It was great. I can't sell you this much stuff, so I guess you're not getting the clothes. Yeah, that'll do. So yeah, that was kind of useful, because like you basically had like a team working on stuff instead of it just being one person. But of course there was always like one person that was like substantially more skilled than everybody else, obviously, but they would normally just take like all the business and the server kind of work and stuff, and like focus on that sort of stuff instead, you know. Am I at the end of this line yet? Or yeah, we went back around. Cool. Okay, so everybody is going to get assigned. I'll do my best to allocate Nuke Dragon to do some basic tasks. Like I said, not everybody's got like tasks, but this'll do the thing, you know. Basically, as long as they have like a rough time frame of this is when work is, and this is like a skill that they can go do, and as long as they don't flee in battle. The main thing is as long as they don't flee in battle, because otherwise they are effectively useless in a fight, and I'm going to need everybody able to fight. So, whoops. God damn, that's a bit of a sloppy run right there. I need the work tab. There we go. What was that? We got chocolate. We got 1,000 chocolate. And it's just outside the wall. I need like an external door there, but I don't want to put it there. I was also thinking about putting structures. I was wondering if I could put doorways through this, because I feel like if I put doors here, they should technically walk in and around through the traps, because it won't let me put traps in the center. But I do want to put turrets down this hallway, like really, really badly, so when they get to this corner, it's kind of like a surprise moment, because I don't think they're going to walk up to the edges. Exactly. I shouldn't put it up against the wall. Actually, that's a stupid thing, because when it goes boom, it's going to destroy it like badly. So I want them to be kind of far enough away from each other, but also enough that they can kind of be a problem for anything walking in through here. I kind of want them to have to go through this section more than anything, because once they kind of get through here, they're going to get all these turrets. Those two are a bit close, but it should be fine. That one's a bit close to the wall there. Again, a little bit too close for those. I can't kind of just put it in the center unless like I put a battery or something in here. But like, this isn't quite long enough to get a full turret in here. I could probably move them over by one. Essentially, if I move you, let's move you two out of the way, because some of these are a little bit closer than the others, and I'm thinking of just kind of spacing it out like that. I might, like these two are a bit close, I think, but I could move that one. I could move them back if I wanted to, I guess. Technically, I could have one like here, That should be good enough. That's going to be a bit of a problem. So I'm kind of hoping that they might want to funnel in down here. The only problem is I don't know like for how far they'd love to walk. And what I was thinking about doing is I thought about putting either a door back on that little spot or putting like a row of doors here, right? Because then I can pop open the edge of it, which will force them to walk down here at some point, or I can close it, which theoretically, I'm not saying it's perfect, but theoretically they should want to come through this end. And if there's turrets and stuff in here, this is going to be horrible. Also, I'll probably need... I don't want to EMP this area. I don't super want to fire foam the trap. I thought about putting like... I'd love to put an autocannon in here. But I don't know... I don't know how well these work. So damage to significant ranges, but barrel must be refurbished as for use. Cannot fire close up. Targets may explode when damaged. Okay. I thought about instead putting it like on these corners. Like I don't know if I have turrets on these, but it's too far. That would fit. I was just thinking if I put them on the borders, I'm going to get a lot of like drop siege stuff instead. I don't want this to be where the electrics are because I think they'll blow up. Because I've got a couple of these inside the base and I don't want that either. This would be a good spot over here too because it can... This one's actually really good. I'm glad I put the electricity in the tail of the cat because this allows me to like reach pretty far. And I can do fun shit with this corner too because I've got electricity going really, really far here. So I wanted to. I'll have to figure out what I want to do with this corner, but this is fine. We'll get to that. We'll do it up in here instead of that one. Get rid of that. Oh yeah, I forgot to put a timer on. I accidentally clicked on my calendar. I accidentally clicked off the game to my calendar, but let me put on a shorter timer. No, I want to make it a fresh timer. I saw it right before stream and then I just didn't bother to put it on. Put it on for like that. And then I'll assess the situation. Because I started on time-ish tonight. I was like 5 minutes late. And with the like extra 5 minutes, it'll be like, I'll probably stream until 6:20. 6:20 is when I finish tonight. So, yeah. Unlike the last couple of days where I kind of keep starting late and then streaming late. I gotta stop doing that. This one, give me that. I want to be able to put an autocannon up here. I don't know if I've got enough of these, by the way. We're gonna find out. I don't think I can power that. That's gonna be a bit far out for this. I might put it on this corner, honestly. Actually, don't destroy that. Once you move that over, and I'll put it here, because I don't think we can get electricity up to this. I could probably squiggle an extra line out. We'll see how we go with the power, because I kind of need to, as long as they don't break this spot, I could kind of probably take it from here so that we can reach that way. And I don't know if I can go up. Maybe. I think I can go up from here. If they don't break this link here, I should be able to power this whole corner. So we'll see. Like I could tuck a turret like in here. It would be fine. Speaking of, I don't know why that one's sitting there. I think that's just an excess one. So we'll move that. So I moved it. So they're currently building, what do you call it? They're currently building proper fire foam poppers throughout the whole base, even though we've got fire foam turrets. Although I don't really think I'm going to have anybody man the turrets. So if I can find one of those, I might get rid of these, because I have a few of them. So I'm going to use fire foam poppers instead of the turrets. I'd like to see what the, you know, fire foam turrets do, but probably not going to get a chance to. And I'm hoping that they'll be able to build that, and we'll move the research and shit down into here. I'm trying to figure out what was on my hand then. It felt like something was like crawling on me. Also sounds like somebody's destroying something, but you know how it is. Get you over there. Yeah, I ended up having like a reasonably good long sleep today. Just kind of needed. The only thing is I still woke up like feeling and like looking like I haven't slept. And I'm like, I'm gonna need a lot more sleep than this. And so yeah, I'm gonna try to get more sleep tomorrow and stuff. I ended up bringing, I forgot to do it today, but I ended up bringing my earplugs down to the computer room so I could put them in as soon as I finished stream, so I could drown out like the Tyler next door and the woodworker on the other side and the fucking